Okay, so today we are doing day 4, right? And we are going to learn German numbers. That is from 1 to 10,000. Okay. So by the time that I'm done with the class today, you should be able to say German numbers from 1 to 10,000, and also to know the difference between a city and a street. So you have your grammar book here, and you also have your workbook here. So let's start with the numbers. So if you know the structure in German, you can say every number. It doesn't matter. You can say 40,000, you can say 35,000, you can say 200, you can say 12, right? So the main goal is that I want you guys to first understand their structure, the structure for numbers in German, and we continue from there. So let's check 1 to 10. I'm supposed to have 0 here, but I don't have it there. So 0 is going to be no. Okay. Apart from that, we have 1 as eins. Right. So I have the English pronunciation here. So eins, and 2 is going to be zwei. This word is a bit difficult, but let me break it down more for you guys. So you say z, right? And you say why, but this why should be vain. So z, vai, z, vai, z, vai, right? But you say it fast, so zwei, right? Zwei. And 3 is going to be dry, like you are drying something. 4 is going to be fear, right? Like you fear something. 5 is going to be fünf. 6 is going to be sechs, right? Sechs. 7 is going to be sieben. We have it here, sieben. 8 is going to be acht. So acht, we have it here as 8. And 9 is going to be neun, right? 9. And 10 is going to be zehn. So we have nu, eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, neun, and zehn. Okay. So let's learn how to say our telephone number in German. So I'm going to start first, and after I will let you guys follow. So my telephone number ist, so meine Telefonnummer ist so 0, 2, 4, 5, 0, 2, 2, 7, 4, 3. Right? So I have 2 numbers. The second one is going to be 0, 2, 0, 5, 7, 0, 6, 5, 8, 9. Okay, so let me now hear your telephone numbers, and I'm going to mention your name one by one. They tell me your telephone number in German. Okay, good. So now it means that you can now introduce yourself with your name, which I said, plus your name. You can say where you come from, so each comment house plus your country. You can say the place that you stay, so each phone in plus your town. And now you can say your telephone number, right? So at this stage of the class, you should be able to say these things freely, right? So let's continue from 11 to 20. So 11 is going to be elf, right? It's like we are saying L, they add F to it. So L and F. So elf. And 12 is going to be zwölf, right? 12 is going to be zwölf. So elf and zwölf. But 13 to 19 is very simple, like it's not difficult. So we just 13, we will say that 13, we are going to say 310, 14, 14, we are going to say 410, 15, we are going to say 510, 16, we are going to say 610, 17, we are going to say 710, 18, we are going to say 810, and 19, we are going to say 910, right? So 3 in German is dry, then you just add a 10 to it to dry Sinn. 4 in German is vier, then you just add a 10 to it to Viersinn. 5 in German is fünf, then you just add the 10 to it to Fünfsinn. But in German, they always have some variations. So their rules, it doesn't work for the same set of numbers, right? They always have some little variations. So number 16 and 17, it doesn't follow that rule. But they have some few twists, right? So 6 is sechs, but saying 16, 6 is sechs, it's going to be Xechx. But saying 16, we take the X from there. So it's going to be Sechsen. These two numbers, they are irregular numbers. That means that it does not follow the normal rule that we are using. 7 to 7. But saying 17, we are not going to say Siebensen. We say Siebsen. Right? Then 18 will come back to normal. So we just say 8, then we add 10, add 10. 19 will come back to normal. So we say that's 19, right? Then we go to 20. So let's check 13 to 19 again. So dry Sinn, Viersinn, Fünfsinn, Sechsinn. There is no X here. Siebsinn, it is not Siebensinn. So just Siebsinn. Achtzehn is going to be 18, and Neunzehn is going to be 19, and 20 is going to be Zwanzig. So 20, we say Zwan, right? It's like you are saying one, right? Then you add the Z, so Zwan. So Zwan, then you add the Z Igen, Zwanzig. Okay. So let's still build on, right? And yeah, so that's what they are showing you here for the 13. So you just pick the 3, then you just add the 10. So dry Sinn, you get dry Sinn. 4 and 10, you get Viersinn. And 5 and 10, you get Fünfsinn, right? And the 16 and the 17, like I said, there is no X for the Sechs. And this one, there is no GN for the Sieben. So it's going to be Sechsinn and Siebsinn. But let's check the structure for 2299, right? But if you check 30 to 90, right, you realize that they will end with Zich. Let's check here, 40 to 90. So 40, we are going to pick the 4, vier, then it will end with Zich. So vierzig. 50, we are going to pick the fünf, then it will end the Zich. So fünfzig. 60, we are going to pick the sechs. So 62, there is no X there. It's just Zek, so sechzig. 70 is siebzig. 80 is achtzig. 90 is neunzig. And the 100 is hundert. But let's still focus on this side. If you check 22, 22 is zwanzig, right? That one is ended with Zich. So 20, the only part that is not ended with Zich is 30. There's the 30. This one is the sharp X, right? So this one is Dreissig, right? And some of you pronounce this word as B. For example, a word like Heising, some of you say that Haibin. For me, I don't have it on my keyboard. That's why I like to use B for it. But it is not B, it is C. So 30 is going to be Dreissig. Okay. Yeah. So now let's check between 21 to 99. There is a structure, right? And if you know the structure, you can say every number in German. Okay. If you check English, like 21, we are going to say 21. 35, we say 35. 48, we say 48. 73, we say 73, we say 73. 99, we say 99. So with English, we mention the first number first, then the second number will follow. But German, their rule is that mention the second number first, then you put end in the middle, then you mention the 20. So 21 in German is going to be 1 and 20. So 1 in German is eins, but for 21, it's just going to be ein. So end in German is und. So ein und 20. That means that's 1 and 20. So 35, the rule is that 5 and 30. So we pick the second number first. So this one is going to be 5 und 30. Okay. 48, this one in German is going to be 8 and 40. So we pick the 8 first, then we come to 40. So 8 und 40. 73, we are going to pick the 3 first. So it's going to be 3 and 70. So 3 und 70. 99, we are going to pick the second number first. So it's going to be 9 and 90. So it's going to be 9 und 90. Okay. So that's what they are trying to show you here. This one is 21, right? But they will start with the 1 and 20. So 1 und 20, then you get this one. 43, they will start with the 3 and 40. So 3 und 40, which is 43. And 99 is going to be 9 und 90, right? So that one, we start with a 9, then we bring the end in the middle, then we say that's what? 90. So it's going to be 9 und what? 90. So if you know how to say 1 to 9, right? It means that you are true, because you are just joining the numbers. 25 is just 5 and 20, right? So you just say 5 und 20. So let's do some practice. So I'm going to pick some random numbers, then we practice it. But start mentioning it by applying the rule, right? I want us to learn by applying rules, not just saying it. So the rule is that take the second number, then bring the end, then you add the 20 there, right? So let's start and do some practice. Okay. So now let's learn how to say that you are staying at a place and also talking about your street address. Okay. So in German, if you want to talk about the place that you stay, I told you yesterday that it's going to be each one in, right? Like the city. So if I see each one in Accra, I will know that this Accra is going to be city, right? But in case you want to talk about address, street address, the structure is going to be each one in there, like a street address. Okay, so let's take it like I stay in Awushi, so each one in Awushi. That's my street is Kwamisa Straza, and it's going to be each one in the Kwamisa Straza. Okay, so even if I don't know this word, right, and I see each one in, I'll know that this one is going to be a city. And even if I don't know this one, and I see the in there here, I will know that this one is going to be a street. Okay, so That's what they are trying to show you here. So each bonnet in Berlin is going to mean that what I live in Berlin, and that one is going to be a city. And talking about your address, then it's going to be each bonnet in there. Then this one is going to be your address. And it's very important for your final examination because there is a form that you'll be filling, right? There is a form that you'll be filling, and sometimes they will ask you to choose the city and they will ask you to choose the street. So the way that you can know that something is a city and something is a street is just this one. City is just going to be the in, and the street is going to be in there. So let me just try you guys. Let me say each one in there. Then I just type something, right? And I type each one in, and I just type something. These two information here, which one is going to be the street and which one is going to be the city and why? Yeah, so this one is going to be the street, right? Because of this there here, and this one is going to be the city. So now let's check numbers from 100 to 1,000, right? That one too is very simple. It's just about you understanding their structure. Okay. So now you know how to say that, you know how to say 1 to 9. So we just use the same idea. So 100 in German is going to be 100, right? And the 200 is going to be 200. So you just add the 2, then 100. And 300 is going to be 300. 400 is going to be 400. 500 is going to be 500. 600 is going to be 600. 700 is going to be 700. 800 is going to be 800. And 900 is going to be 900. But let's check the 600 and the 700. Right? It's a bit confusing because 6 in German is 6, but 16 in German is 16, right? And 60 in German is 60. So 600 to, you might say that 600, right? Like it's very high. But 16 is normal again, so 6. So these and these, they are brothers, right? This one is 600, but this one too is 6. And the 16 and the 60, there is no X, but it's going to take a bit of time for you to master it. And 7 is 7, and 17 is 17. So let me join the brothers together. So 700 is going to be 700, right? And 17 and 70 is going to be 70, right? So these are the difference, which is going to take a bit of time. Even me, it took several times for me to chew it in my head, right? But that's the idea behind it. Now let's check when you say that 101, 209, 315, 551, and so on. So this one is very simple, right? The first thing is that you first have to break it from the hundreds to the tens and ones, right? So this one is 101, right? So there is no 10 here. Okay, this part is 0. So we just say 101. So the 100 is 100. That's the name of the 100. And the 1 is 1. So simple like that. So 100, 1. 209, there is no 10 here. So the focus is just on the 200 and the 9. Okay. So 200 is 500. Then we just add 9 to it as 9. 315, now we have 10 here. So 300, then we say 15. So 300 in German is going to be 300. Then we just add 15 as 1,000. Some of you will say that dry that's und funzen. It is wrong. The und is a name of a number. Let me do another example. For example, 551. The name of 51 in German is ein und 50, right? That's the name of the number. So ein und 50. So the fact that you see 15 here in English is going to be that 315. But in German, don't bring the end there. The end is a number, like it's the name of a number, and those numbers start from 21 going. Okay, so if the number is not having any end in it, don't bring the end there. So you just mention 300, they add the 15. So 500, we say 551. So 500 is 500. 51 is the name of the number is 51. That's the name, right? So we add it as 51. 777. In English, we will say that 777. By German, we are going to mention the name of this number, right? So 77 is Sieben und 70. That's the name. So we just mentioned 700, then we add the 77 to it. So it's going to be 700. Then we just add 77, which is 7 and 70. So 7 und 70, right? So in case you don't speak German and you see this number, you say that it's very long. The words are long, but it's not long. Here is just 7, right? It's just words that they have joined like this, right? So 770. So that's the idea that you are going to use to mention these numbers. So let's do some practice. Let me pick random numbers. Let's pick 415. Let's pick 455. And let's pick maybe 487. So tip is that break it down first, right? So you mentioned the 400, then you just add 5. So don't say that 405 like English. It is wrong. This number here is just 5. So you just say that 400, then you just add what 5. Bring the und in it when is the name of the number, like the 55 is 500 what? 50. So let me change here to 73. So let's start and do some practice. Okay, good. So now let's check 1,000 to 10,000, right? And that one too is very simple, right? So 1,000 in German is going to be 1,000. 2,000, just pick the 2, they add to the 1,000. So it's 5,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, and 10,000, right? So now that we have, so with the 101, we pick the 100 first, then we come to the 10. But now we have thousands. So you have to break it down from thousands to hundreds to tens and to 1, right? So this one is 2009, but this number, there is no 100 here, there is no 10 here. So the focus is just going to be on the 9. So it's going to be 2009, that's all. English, we say that 2009, but German, don't bring any end here, right? The end will start when it's the name of a number. So this one is going to be 5,009, simple like that. Next one is 3,015. So now we have thousands, but there is no 100 here. And we have the tens, right? So we say that 3,015. So English is going to be 3015, but German, we don't need the end there, right? It's just this number. So it's going to be 3000 simple. So next one is 5551. So English is going to be 5551. German, we don't need this end there. So we just take this one out. So it's just going to be 51 is 1 and 50, right? That's the name of the number, 1 and 50. So 150. And the next one is 7,867. So English will be said as 7,867. But German, I don't need this end here. So it's going to be 7,000. Come to the 800, act 100, it will come to 67. So the name of this number is 7 and 60. So it's going to be 7 und 60. So that's the whole idea, right? So 2009 is going to be 5009. So you just see there's 5000, you come to the 9. 3015 is going to be 3000, then you just add the 15. So forms in 5551. So we mentioned the 5000 first. 500 is the fundat, and the 51 is ein und 50. So I have the structure here, right? You can take your time and read through after class. And 7,867. So we mentioned the 7,000 first. So 7,000. We come to the 800, which is act 100. And we come to the 7 and 60. So 7 und 60. Okay. So I think that's the whole idea about learning German numbers. So first, understand the structure. Okay. So from 1 to 9, 10 is very simple. So that's the 1 to the 10. And from 11 to 20 is going to be this one. So from 13 to 19, just pick the 3 and add the 10, 4, 10, 5, 10, like that. And 21 going, just pick the first number and bring the end and add the 20. Same idea. Then the city and the streets, city is going to be the in, and the street is going to be in there. And from the 100 to the 1,000, to just break the numbers down. So 7,777 is going to be 700, and just add 77. So 776, right? And 1,000 to 10,000 to just break it down. Okay. So 7,000 act on axis. Yeah, so that should be all for this particular chapter. Okay. So please come back to it again and read through. And after you are done, open this workbook and do your assignments and paste your answers here and click submit via WhatsApp, and I will receive your work. Okay, thank you very much.